Welcome to part 3 of my Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 for the PlayStation 3. In the last episode, Eggman gave us his location after dealing with all of his robots because, well, Tails and Knuckles simply couldn't be bothered, despite being in the said location. But we now have to get to White Acropolis, which is located at the back of the new city hub world. Unfortunately, in order to do that, we need to defeat a load of robots first. We need to open the cave gate. So, we've seen pretty much all of this before. There's nothing new here. We had to do this for the previous mission. That is the anti-gravity working well there. Homing attack Sonic. That is what it is called. Right, the red robots aren't really any different from the grey robots. We will come across more variations of them later on that take additional hits. We have blue ones, which aren't too bad, but they have homing shots. And that is it. And we have some gold ones, which are really annoying. They can make you completely lose all of your rings. And then there's an easy S rank right there. So, Eggman has more realistic looking robots in this game, because that's what this game tried to do. It tried to bring Sonic into a more realistic setting, which I don't like. You know, that first cutscene looks like something out of a fantasy game, Final Fantasy or something like that, rather than something out of Sonic the Hedgehog. If Sonic and Eggman didn't show up, you would have no idea that you were playing a Sonic game apart from the title screen and the fact that you saw an image of Sonic when you selected his story. And unfortunately, it resulted in a more realistic looking Eggman. I don't know about you, but I'd say that even classic Eggman looks more realistic than the one we have here. And we also have to deal with more realistic looking robots. I personally prefer having robotic badniks and the egg pawns, which look like Eggman. There's a big portrait of Elise in there. Right? What is the purpose of this room? Why is it here? It appears in a cutscene in Shadow's story, but we never actually find out why it's here. It's like it exists solely for the silver medal in Sonic's story. Anyway, let's jump into this mirror. And we are now in White Acropolis, which to many probably looks a bit familiar. It's essentially Ice Cap from Sonic Adventure. Only, well, the first half is Ice Cap anyway. And unfortunately, while I don't like the snowboard controls in Sonic Adventure, they are perfect in comparison to this. The snowboard controls here are horrendous. In order to get a high jump, although I somehow managed there, you need to be holding down the jump button for a few seconds and then let go of it. You also need to constantly be holding forwards. If you're not holding forwards, you're not going anywhere, and it can be a real pain when trying to go around corners, because you have to hold forward, but you also have to hold left and right at the same time. It's not so bad in White Acropolis, but we're also on this thing in the next level, and that one has some much sharper turns. It's also a pain when the camera decides to shift like that, meaning that I'm going to have to stop for a few seconds. And we are being chased by a giant snowball, a la, I don't know what happened to the camera there, a la the avalanche from Ice Cap. Alright, make sure you hold down the jump button here, otherwise you're not going to make that jump. Fortunately, those doors are friendly enough to open for us. And we are now in the second half of White Acropolis. Well, when I say second half, it's not really a half. It's really more of, we just did about a third, maybe a quarter of it. That slowdown. Okay, if you stand on these rocks, not only does you have to deal with this game's very wonky gravity. I just got shot by a missile. Let's just deal with these enemies first. I was looking in the wrong place. I got mixed up with a later point in the game there. What you want to do, I don't know if you'll be able to get in. Oh no, you can use the leg sweep. I thought we needed Sonic's bounce bracelet to get into there, but we don't. You can get some item boxes. You can't go there. Look at that pop up. That is horrendous. Alright, we have this barrier of very fragile glass. Simply kick our way through it. There's loads of dash pads here. Oh, I'm not even touching it. Come on. Right, anyway, I'm going to go up here. Sonic does homing attack onto their lasers, so just be aware of that. Ooh, just got... I didn't even go through that ring. Extra large hitbox. Don't know why they couldn't just move the ring, but no, we have to deal with an extra large hitbox. Hit the red one. Hit the red one. Oh. Damn it! I killed one of the robots. I don't have all the points now. Right, the searchlights can summon other robots, which could be beneficial. It takes a bit more time. But at the same time, you are also getting points for these robots. Avoid these dash pads. Sometimes these things just go up and down. Other times they wait for Sonic and they follow him. Those are the really annoying ones, especially when playing as Silver. Spoiler warning, we play as Silver. Alright, we are now back in control of Tails. Despite Knuckles being here, we never do play as him in this level. There are all these crates we can destroy. Completely pointless, I know. I just want to destroy them. I don't think there's any silver medals here. But I'm not going for silver medals anyway. So, we need to use Tails here in order to get over these bottomless pits. You can't just carry Sonic over a la classic games. Alright, you don't really need to just... I think what you're supposed to do is destroy the searchlight. No, I think you just have to fly over the laser gates, actually. I'm getting mixed up. I believe that's Shadow Story I'm thinking of. But you have to destroy all the searchlights. Fortunately, you are rude, so you can again just glide over everything. And that's what I mean by Tails falls like a rock. Where did that searchlight come from? Right, these guys can throw their arms at you, so be careful. They are vulnerable after shooting their arms, so just be aware that once they've shot their arms, they will then circle around, or spin around, and they will shoot a barrage of bullets at you, so just watch out for that. Alright, now this part of White Acropolis is much more open. So, it's all about trying to find out what the correct way to go about it. You want to look for a slope. They'll have a checkpoint on it, and that's going to be your main way of traversing through the stage. So break through this glass, there's our slope right there. A bunch of rings. I don't think you can light speed dash along these. It didn't let me there, so I'm assuming you can. Alright, you come up here. Right, jump. The camera does obscure that pit. Well, it's not really a pit, it just takes you down to the lower part of the stage. Unfortunately, the same can't be said about a later part of the stage. Alright, if this was Shadow, we'd have to destroy all the searchlights, but we're Sonic, we have to simply worry about getting to the goal ring. And fear not, that is the only time in Shadow Story we ever have to do anything like that. There are no missions here. The story is just as bad, if not worse, but there are no missions here, thank God. That's the slowest spring in the world. Anyway, you can spin on the grind rails. I don't know why. It doesn't do anything as far as I'm aware. Yeah, there's a pit just there. There is another way to get across that. You can simply jump over it, but that pit is obscured by the camera. You'll be seeing it later on. Well, it goes through the snow. The graphical failures of this game. But anyway, White Acropolis, pretty decent stage apart from the snowboarding section. But I do think that's actually the better of the two snowboarding sections, as we will be seeing in a few minutes' time. But yay, S rank. By a considerable amount. Ah, just off from 60,000.
That was incredible!
If you say so, Sonic. That was incredible! The characters do have some rather repetitive quotes in this game. They all say the same thing when they get their ranks. Yeah, all the Sonic games have done that. But every single time you grab a power-up or an item box, your Sonic will always go, yes! Your Silver will always go, great! Shadow simply does his standard grunt, and Tails will always go, score! And so on and so forth. Item located. It's a very weird one for Omega. But then again, I think he did say something similar to that in Sonic Heroes. My voice went really high for a moment there. I do apologise for that.
You're late. Well, we had to deal with your little pets.
Where's Elise?
My, aren't we impatient?
Sonic!
You better not move. Now, the Chaos Emerald. Place it there.
Huh? What?
No! It's no use. It's too powerful for you to overcome. Now, allow me to introduce you to my latest creation.
Eggman has eyes!
This is the salon.
He has eyes! He has blue eyes. I shouldn't be able to see his eyes. That should be the mystery.
With this machine, I'll be able to control the flow of time itself. Rest assured, they're not dead. Yet. They've just been teleported by my glorious invention to another time. Who knows where they'll end up? It could be in the distant past or far future. But my machine still requires some fine-tuning. In fact, what my machine needs in order to be complete is your power.
My power?
Yes, I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you. The Princess of Soliana. That's all I need to revive the flames of disaster. And with its power, I will be able to control everything and rule the world. So, you would be wise to remain on my good side.
I love Mike Pollock as Eggman, but his overall performance in this game is a bit questionable. And he's still the best character. There's probably more the scripts or the direction rather than Mike himself, because otherwise I think he's fantastic.
Boy, do I feel dizzy. Where are we?
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect to see you guys.
Rouge! Shadow!
Hi, long time no see.
What is it with Sega's obsession with that line? Thankfully it only appears in Sonic Rider Zero Gravity after this, I believe. Like, it also appears in Sonic Rush Adventure, but after that it seems to have disappeared. Thank God. So Liana's got a lot bigger over time.
This is the distant future, far removed from our own timeline.
The future? Then that means Eggman's machine can control time!
Eggman's got some nerve dropping us here.
Now, how can we get back to our own time?
You need a space-time rift, but this requires a lot of energy. I see. You mean using your chaos control will... Yes, but that alone is insufficient. Okay, Shadow. It looks like we need to work together.
It's a good thing Shadow knows exactly how to travel through time. Find the database. What database? I don't remember hearing anything about a database. But anyway, it is now time for what many, including myself, consider to be the best level in Sonic 06. And unfortunately is also a real pain when it comes to one thing. The characters love to point out the painfully obvious in the stage, and it gets annoying after a while.
The whole city's on fire!
Oh! That is the first time that's ever happened. Thank you, Sonic, we can see that. The whole city's on fire. Complete with many explosions. I don't know what just hit me, it was like a falling meteor or something. You have to be really precise when trying to land on these rails. Sometimes I actually bounce off them. Oh, I got the silver medal, I didn't know that was there. Well, you guys now know where these silver medals are. And we have to put up with the snowboard controls again. And the turns that they want you to make are much sharper this time around. Oh, can I land on it? Yay! Yeah!
Jump!
Yep. Make sure you jump. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. Like that. See, I landed on it. The music though. This, right here, this is my favourite stage theme in the entire franchise. It's very dramatic, it's very tense. I absolutely adore Crisis City's music. It is wonderful. Wonderfully dark, but it is wonderful. I absolutely adore it. Come on, you stupid loading screens. Crisis City's one of the worst with this. You're going to be seeing about 4 or 5 of those in the stage. Alright, the second section we're on for is quite rail grind happy, but you can actually skip a good section of it by coming down here. Alright, let me attack onto these. We have new enemies in the stage. These are the Solaris monsters. They come in 2 colours. Orange ones for Iblis and purple ones for Epidus. The purple ones, some of them have different names, some of them have slightly different attacks. Oh, got another one. And they also have twice as much health. Right. Those were Iblis Takers, the first ones. That was an Iblis Worm. That one does take multiple hits. I'll go for that silver medal later. There is a pathway down there if you don't do that like speed dash, don't worry. Try to avoid the Iblis Takers.
Yes!
So the Iblis Takers, they fly around, sometimes they stay in place, other times they charge at you, come on Sonic. And they can also shoot fireballs. Iblis Worms can lunge at you, some of them will jump underground and pop up. There will be a dust cloud pinpointing where they appear, so make sure, because the dust cloud does release a shockwave, pretty much, when it appears. And it can also spit giant fireballs at you. You can stop before hitting that second set of dash ramps in order to get those rolls. But otherwise you're going to go right past them. Sometimes I can get the second row, sometimes I can't. These weird... I always think they're dog-like, I don't know why. But these are... Oh, I fell through the gap! I didn't even know there was a gap there! Oh wow, that is the first time I've died in this section of Crisis City for a very long time. Oh, well, I'm not going to be getting the S rank in this stage because... Well, A, I just died, and B, the ending for this section is quite notorious for making the S rank very hard to get. This stage contains our second match E section. I can't imagine what would happen, what it would be like if the 2 characters run along the sing at the same time. I imagine in multiplayer they just click right through each other. In real life, what would happen? Just collide with each other. Right. Yeah, you do have to use the homing attack there. This game does have a lot of sections where you need to use the homing attack in order to get over bottomless pits. And that is what I hate most about Iblis Biters. They appear out of the ground, but unlike the Iblis Worm, there's no indication of where they're going to appear. So you could defeat a load of enemies and then the next wave will come, and you can be right on top of its location. Alright, there's a spring inside this crate. How do we get to it? So people walk up to that side of the crate. Don't even need to break it. I'm gonna get these silver medals. You don't even need to break it. As long as you hit the crate on that side, the hitbox of the spring will still be active. Right, this section does cause a bit of slowdown. Looks cool though. And we have the third loading screen. There are loads of them in this stage. One to begin with, one to get into the second section, one for the third section, one for the fourth section, one after completing the stage. There are loads of loading screens in this level. Alright, and we are now in the third section of Crisis City, which is very bottomless pit heavy. This section is known as Whirlwind. Despite that, the music for this section is known as Tornado. Despite the fact, and we actually have the Whirlwind music play in the next section. The music is swapped round for Shadow Story. I don't know why they decided to play the Tornado music during the Whirlwind section and the Whirlwind music in the Tornado section in Sonic Story. It's kind of weird. Alright, when Sonic gets the bounce bracelet, that lightspeed dash becomes a nightmare again. Because they're the same button, much like in Adventure 2. The bounce bracelet will also make defeating enemies much faster. Oh, that's what the Iblis Takers can do. You can also homing attack onto their projectiles if you can get your aiming right. And your timing right more, so you don't really need to worry about aiming with a homing attack in this game, but I can homing attack upwards. And you can also homing attack onto rails. We have another jumping section here. This particular part of the level is really short. Unfortunately, it now means that we have to go into the most hated part of Crisis City. It is time for the second and the most difficult of the max speed sections. With yet more stating of the obvious. Sonic does it twice, Silver does it, Blaze does it, they all do it.
Tornado's carrying a car.
Yes indeed, the tornado is carrying cars. More than one car, despite what Sonic is saying, among many other things. See, and I just got hit by a tire. I can complete all versions of the max speed sections for all three of the other levels. I can do normal, hard, and very hard. Oh, damn it. Can't jump when Sonic is doing his little break dance when he gets hurt there.
That tornado's carrying a car.
There goes the B rank. But if I can collect enough rings, I might be able to do it. But it's so easy to get hurt here. I can do normal mode, I can do hard mode, I can do very hard mode for Wave Ocean, Radical Train, and Kingdom Valley. All of their max speed sections without getting hurt. I haven't been able to do any of them here. Yeah, that's one of my goals for this game, is to do all of the max speed sections without getting hurt. And this is the only time where I ever actually do use Lightspeed Dash in max speed sections. Right. Sometimes it helps to jump there. Because there's so many things you need to avoid, and when something breaks, it then becomes 60 other things that you need to avoid. And the collision detection can be really off. So there will be times where I can even get stuck on an object for a few seconds, and I still get, and I don't get hurt. Oh my god, am I actually? Yes! Yes! I finished the max speed section in one go. Well, not one go, but I managed to do it without getting hurt. Now, I really wish I was able to do that without dying now. But that is the first time I ever managed to do the whole thing without dying. I even got the S rank! Oh my god, I actually got the S rank! Oh, that feels great. I just now need to do it without dying in the section first. Unfortunately, I still have 2 other versions of this level to do it in as well. With even more stuff to avoid, but I count that as an accomplishment there. And I just need to do it without dying, but that was great. But again, I did hit one of the objects, but it didn't respond to me hitting it. But still. Alright, that's Crisis City done. That's the best part of the game done with. So I will see you guys next time with part 4.